welcome once again to the Lifestream Lockdown in Dunreen campaign. Hopefully, this time our last last session. Joining me tonight we have Lani
Hi, it's me, Lani.
and Feugy
Hey, that's me, Remy.
and Aster
Hello, I'm Aster and I'm playing Ryan, and there's only room in town for one Shadow Menace.
and Bubba.
I'm Bubba, and I play Dunsen Snow, the trusty psychic, Sir Squeakers, the 14th.
And unfortunately, no Cados, but things are as what they are. But anywho, last time you guys waited up for the Fang and Claw, who eventually reached your destination, and without much of a plan, you guys decided that setting up somewhat of an ambush. Doing so, you guys before you guys proceeded, you heard a somewhat familiar voice in your head. And that voice sounded like it knew that you guys were planning on doing something, but didn't sound like it was gonna stop you from doing that. In which case, you guys proceeded on with your plan and initiating combat with a lot of demons and a lot of their human followers. Um, the group going through, seeming to do pretty good for the most part. Not very many people getting hurt too terribly bad. Couple of key highlights I would probably say. Dunsen, shooting the one uh devil that had a orb who flew up over the platform that was elevated above the giant blood pool and breaking that and getting hit by some kind of weird swirly vortex stuff. Um, let's see here. I'm trying to remember any other really cool things that happened. I
I mean, our
know.
beginning plan was very cool. Our
Well,
Darkness Shuriken and then Jar of Bees, and then Snurvy's part didn't work, but that would have been cool.
yeah. But yeah, the bolt just kind of exploded in the giant puddle of blood. I would say probably about the other thing would probably be about Lani's character, Roux, doing some banishing.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah.
so we'll have to see how that pans out. Is we're currently still in the middle of combat here, with Roux running away and Ryan really hurting because he took a lot of punch damage from a giant gorilla.
hmm
And yeah, had a couple of times. Some of you guys got charmed, but yeah, we'll go ahead and pick up from there. So looks like it's Ruby's turn.
Oh, okay, so do we... It's been a week. We should tell Bubba. That was me. I had a funny idea for a prank to put you at 1 hit point, and then people were like, "Oh, well, Bubba will know it's a prank."
Don't worry, I figured it out.
Yeah. Yeah, that was me.
Do you want to know who failed on your guys' prank and how I caught it?
I assume it was Feugy.
Yep. And he's diming out Schnurby and everything, and I was like, wait a minute. What the hell did she hit me with? What weapon? And he goes, I I don't know. She just got lucky. I said, bullshit. You would know. You would know what she hit me with. So at that point in time, I was like, all right, I figured it out.
Yeah.
Credit him a few times.
That
But
was
man-
pretty funny, though. I mean, I went to my character sheet. I'm like, you've got to be shitting me at first. It was
That's
funny.
because Bubba called me up and grilled me on it.
Yep.
No, not again. Tell me this ain't right. No.
Yeah, that was me. I thank you for this, man. I had such a quick and easy payoff for that. Like, oh man.
I'm not gonna lie, that was funny. I was dying, and then when like Feugy told me the joke, I was like, man, that wouldn't surprise me. I was like, you gotta be shitting me again.
Yeah, I can't believe how quickly I got a payoff for that.
That was great.
Yeah. Well, anywho,
Oh, did Lani just give me a quick thing? So I heard Lani banished Big Dude. Is she still running away, or?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's okay. I was wondering because that's the last thing. Why are there two big dudes?
Because one of them
Because-
summoned another one.
yeah,
Oh.
one of them is dead though, so
Oh yeah, you
Everyone's
missed
dead
like the
and then I
last
banished.
half an hour or so.
No, I missed
right?
like
More
an
than
hour.
that.
I heard you guys.
We streamed until like until like the session was like 4.5 hours long. I forgot.
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay. Yeah. Geez. Yeah. Big guy summon another big guy, a friend, if you will.
Okay.
Yeah. Pretty much all the enemies are dealt with in one way or another, and all that's left are Shadow Menace A and B, and one of them's a lady. Hey.
Where's the Shan? I'm assuming the two like
The two
these
hoodie guys at the top.
two?
Yeah.
Is there anything I need to know about this dude since my term's coming up?
He's not actually there. He's banished. So
Oh, so this
yeah.
one's dead and that one's banished.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, okay. I thought since that one had an X, it was
Yeah.
banished. Oh, okay.
If Roux
Now,
loses
X is-
concentration, he comes back. But
Yeah.
if she keeps concentration, he's just banished to hell or whatever.
somewhere.
Back to his dimension.
Yeah.
Or wherever he was sent.
The,
Alright.
this ain't his home. He's getting sent back where his home is.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, Hesper was really into using these very muscular, sweaty Goliath friends as like tokens for random things. This is one of the cat's spiritual weapons, Ruby Eyes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
spiritual weapon. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a token for the spiritual weapon because I don't really have anything else.
Yeah, Hesper said it was like a cloak and dagger looking thing, but I was like, no, it's
Like-
it's
It's a big
her.
sweaty gorilla dude.
Yeah.
Obviously.
It's just a bust of a Goliath that punches things, in my opinion. That's all it'll ever be to me.
Okay.
Anyways. Alright, so it's Ruby's turn. Let's see here. I'd say she probably did hear like the ripping and tearing. I think she's probably gonna come in, try to see what's going on. Notice Wingus and Dingus all the way up there at the top. Yeah, I'm gonna say she'd probably get her spiritual weapon up there. And once again, I got all these stupid character sheets to go through.
Hey, look, you don't have to worry about the humans anymore. You don't have to worry about the three, like, great value devils. You just have, like, the one that banished. We've been working on it, Hesper.
All right. Let's see here. 20. Okay, that will hit that one. All right. So, first time you notice the two shadowy, cloaky daggers, and I guess the only one who really noticed that would be Remy, because Remy's the only one close enough who's not running away. So as these two like shadowy, cloaky kind of daggers just kind of swirl around and find their marks into the one of the two, as you guys have started dubbing them, shadow menaces, stabbing into them and not doing too terribly much, unfortunately. And oh, what else can she do? I think I'm gonna throw a sacred flame. Dex.
Oh yeah, Lani, I do want to remind you last week the last thing I did was teleport to you and be like, I need healing. So
Okay.
So
Need
as
healing.
those two daggers, stab into the one guy and pull out, and a pillar of holy flames just kind of just ignites the dude a little bit.
yeah.
And that'll do it for that. All right. Oh, that's right. I guess I gotta pull out Raine too. Jeez. I'm probably controlling her too. Alrighty.
If you don't want to,
Dunsen.
one of us can.
Oh,
I have
I'm
no
gonna
idea how her character works, so
uh kind of a caster that has a little bit of melee. It's basically about it.
that sounds
Anyways.
complicated.
Bubba, Dunsen's
Okay.
turn.
Do you okay? In that hour and a half that you guys had me on, who do I have Hunter's mark on? You have Hunter's mark. Not.
I think you
It was
marked
on the
and
succubus,
yeah.
and
It
then
was
we
on the
killed her.
succubus, and then that got killed. I think
And I think that
before it
was
got
like pretty
killed.
late into the session. That might have been it.
Okay, well then I'm gonna favored foe this guy, and
Well,
that's the Hunter's mark on him.
all right. I think it was actually on. I think he managed. I had the turn where I bonus actioned and I moved it from the succubus to the dead giant demon. So,
Okay.
anyways,
Okay.
let me check. What's the range on that?
Favored foe. Oh, well, it's using Hunter's mark. It's a spell, but I can 90 feet.
90 feet? Okay, yeah. I was just making sure. I wasn't sure if it was 90 or 60. If it was
90
60, I was
feet.
going to tell you you probably need to get closer.
Okay, yep, 90 feet. So
That's
I'm taking
fine.
that favored foe off.
Oh,
Do I
you
have to?
don't need to,
Oh, I
you
don't.
don't have to. No, because you should have been. I should have had you marked with the concentration, the denote that you still had it up. But no, as long as you switch it with your bonus action,
Okay.
which should have happened. So yeah, so you could technically switch it with your bonus action. See here, I think it's only been up. Yeah, so I think you got like 8 more turns with it. So I'll just put an 8 up there for right now. Anyways, sorry about that.
No worries. All right. Well, I am going to shoot him in the face.
Okay.
Oh, let me get to my
Her?
heavy.
Got it.
Huh?
Her. That one's a female. That one's
Oh,
the
her. Yeah, yeah.
female one.
Sorry. I was
Yeah.
like, what?
Hold on a second here. Just a
Oh
little.
dear, that's probably not going to hit.
Let's see, make sure on that. Okay. 14. No, 14 is you fire your first crossbow bolt and it just goes a little high and kind of gets stuck. You're used to shooting a big guy and you're like, oh well, I'll aim up here and fire your first crossbow bolt and it kind of gets stuck up into the arch before kind of the little, I guess, sacrificial ceremony area that snapping bones and these two and the spiritual weapon are at.
So Dunsen's going to look at her and go, oh. Jack be nimble, but Jill be quick. And fires again.
Wow.
Okay, that one will hit.
Thanks, I hate it.
Yeah, I do too, but he's not wearing something that I can give him pun damage. All right. Is your second one kind of finds its mark? As you kind of cuts,
Kinda?
cuts. Like I said, fresh combatants. Can't just have you like sticking really hard in them, especially HP and stuff like that. It cuts through part of her thigh. It
Okay.
doesn't lodge in, but it cuts through part of her thigh as it whizzes by. Right. You staying there or are you moving?
I'm gonna move kind of at an angle around the edge, kind of get more people in between me. So I don't want to direct line of sight. I'm gonna go over here.
Okay, well,
Kind of
move your
trying to
thing.
stay in the background and protect people as they're going into combat and stuff.
You should be able to move your token.
Oh. Oh, wait. I'm right there then. Yeah.
I know, it doesn't really feel like we should be allowed to move our own tokens, but here we are.
Yeah. Yep, I'm there then. That's it.
Yeah. I mean, this is just more of just a general idea of things.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and get that minimized.
I see you, Feugy.
Let's see here. All right. It's Raine's turn. So what are you guys having Cados do? Because I think the thing that she was concentrating on her spell, I forget if it's the one that's already dead or the one that's banished.
What was she concentrating on?
I'm gonna.
Witch
Oh,
bolt.
Bane? Oh,
Witch bolt.
Witch Bolt? Oh, that
Yep.
bolt.
Yeah, she cast it with a 4th level spell. Somebody else have access to her sheet? Oh, I guess
Yeah,
so.
sorry, I'm looking at it.
Do hexes stack, Hesper?
What do you mean by hexes stack?
If she has hex, right?
Uh-huh.
I also have hex. If we hex the same creature, what happens?
You hex the hex out of her.
Yeah, what the hex?
Her hex affects her attacks. Your hex affects your attacks. They don't.
Oh,
It's not like everybody gets. It's just like Bubba's Hunter's Mark. There's
okay.
more rangers. It's just all dependent on which ranger's doing what.
Okay. Just wondering.
So I guess she's just gonna make her roll against whoever. Who is she focusing on?
I don't know if it's the dead guy or the guy who's banished, but either or.
Okay, so she's focusing on someone who it doesn't matter right now, anyways.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, so does that just like cancel it out?
Honestly, I think it's the dead one.
Okay.
'Cause I think that's what the bomb was for. So I'm just gonna take that off. Do you want her to stop concentration on that?
Yes.
Okay.
And can I have her use healing word on Ryan?
Sure, yeah. If you want her to cast healing word, go ahead.
I would love her to cast healing word. Let's do level 3.
Okay. Right. What does she say to
She
or
says,
do you just want me to make something up?
yeah, make something up. I don't know what she would say.
Dear brother, I notice that you are so hurt. So hereforth have my words of healing.
Perfect.
As Ryan, you watch your wounds just start closing up a little bit.
I
They
felt
make that
the
noise.
weird jazz hands. Okay, so is
14.
14. Okay.
So you're gonna be at 40.
Thank you, Hesper, for having my back.
You're welcome. I know math is hard.
Math is hard, and I have a fever.
Yeah.
No, buddy, you sick?
All right.
Oh,
So
I got the COVID vaccine. I'm having the full experience.
Oh, fun.
okay, so that's her bonus action, Lani. What is she doing now?
Can she cast still for her regular action?
As long as it's a cantrip.
Okay. I'm just gonna have her cast Eldritch Eldritch Blast, I guess.
Eldritch Blast. I think
Blast.
she gets 2 of them. Yeah.
Okay.
She gets 2 beams, so you get to roll it twice. And which one are you going for?
This one.
Yeah, that one would be more in clear sight than the other
Okay.
one. The other one, I would
Okay.
gotta kind of pretend there's like a bit of an alcove up there, and
Hey.
things. Okay, that's your first one. And second one.
Oh.
First one, it's like dead on. You watch as parts of the cloak just kind of get torn apart and torn asunder. The second one just hits on the wall. There's this kind of scorch mark in the wall now. 13 points of damage. Okay. There's Raine moving. Do. Anybody can chime in. You guys are all kind of controlling her. Lani's the only one who just knows what her spells are.
I can't imagine she really needs to move closer to them.
Yeah, she's fine.
She could move further away if she wanted to, though.
Yeah.
She's fine.
All right.
Block. Put her in the way of like if they try to like go into Cados or if Lani's try to line or do something silly, put her right in the way of the line just in case.
Maybe
right
put
there.
maybe like put her in rank with Dunsen, like next to him.
I want to make sure you do not lose your concentration. Big baddie might be bad.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm gonna jump back into melee range soon enough. So
Okay.
All right. Hushed Ink. I need to find her stupid character sheet. There you go. What to do. Used up all of your 3rd level spells.
to be fair, you could have made all the very cool NPCs in this campaign barbarians. We would have been none the wiser. That would have been a lot easier for you, Esper.
Well, unfortunately, all the fighters pretty much ended up dying.
Whose fault is that?
Hey, I'm not the one who made the rolls. I think Hushtink is going to stay back here. Let's just go with more magic missiles. Seems. Alright, so I need some of these. Where's my other D4? Great.
I love that we're at the final boss of the campaign and we have that wizard who's just sitting there spamming magic missiles.
She doesn't have that many offensive spells.
Okay.
You gotta think, they're more for espionage and shit like that, not
I hear you.
For
my fucking illusory script isn't much help right now.
Yeah.
Comprehend languages was a big whoopsie.
Yeah. Alright. Is 3 darts just go whizzing by and or 4 darts go whizzing by and land into the female Shadow Menace, I guess we'll call it. Alright, Remy?
Do you I know we're like fighting them and it's still relevant, but do you have like a name in your notes for these people that we can call them by that's better than Shadow Menace?
Honestly, no, because you guys didn't really uncover any of that information or anything like that.
Okay.
So, this is just what we're doing. I'm just calling them Shadow Menaces.
Okay.
Anyways, Remy?
Okay, I'm gonna shout out, "Hey! What's your name?"
You just get a couple of weird looks. That's about all you get.
Well, fuck you!
I knew I was gonna go there.
I'm gonna run up and I'm gonna hit the female.
Okay. Uh, 18 will hit.
What's your name?
Just kind of clutching where you slashed and asking that, and just kind of looking really pissed at you.
Ugh.
I'm sorry, I don't really get that right.
Concentrating too much on asking who this person's name is, who seems to be trying to not die.
Might as well let
You
us know your name.
you kind of you know first cut slashes down, second cut you're gonna do something cool, but then you forgot and you're just like, what was I gonna do? Oh crap, I missed. Alrighty, if that does it for you, Feugy, it's going to be their turn. Is that the end of your turn, Feugy?
Oh, yeah, it is.
Okay, I'm just making sure. All right. So yeah, I'd say you're close enough, Feugy. None of the others are really close enough. You kind of see them kind of looking around. They kind of really seem to have they kind of have looks like that they kind of have a purpose. And unfortunately, not knowing how they work and stuff like that, they're going to move a little bit closer. The first one is going to cast. Okay. Gonna make. First one's going to make 6 attacks against Lani.
What?
Oh shit!
So we'll see what hits.
Whoa, hey, I just got rated for the first time. Hello, thank you, Only True Potato.
Okay. 23. I'm sure that'll hit you, Lani.
Yeah.
Okay. Take 5 points of damage on that first one. And I need a concentration save, Constitution 10 or higher. Okay, you maintain concentration. Let's see here. 7. Let's see here. 15, I'm assuming does not hit.
Nope.
Okay. That one doesn't hit either. Wait, no. Sorry, that's one higher. So, 16.
Nope.
Okay. These dice are sucking. It's even worse. Come on, die. Okay, that one's worse. 7. Let's see here. 16 plus 7. So.
Armor class is 17, so.
17. Okay, yeah, that'll hit you. That one's going to hit you for 8. And I need another Constitution saving throw, DC 10 or higher. Okay. So getting smacked by 2 of these firebolts, just just still trying to make your run for wherever the hell you're trying to run to. Maintaining concentration. A lot of them just kind of bombard around you. You're watching like Ryan, Schnurby, Dunsen, Raine just all kind of like ducking and dodging out of this wildfire bombardment. Okay, second one's gonna go. Right, that's 20, so that's gonna hit you. Because you said 17, right?
Yep.
Okay, that's gonna hit you for 6 points of damage. Yeah, that one's even better. So that's gonna hit you. Well, I need that first one. So did you take the 6 points and? All right, you maintained. Second one's gonna hit you for 11 points of damage.
I'm almost dead.
I need another Constitution save. Still maintaining.
Oh man.
I might just die. Die
Might
before.
Let's see, your 6 points of damage. Maintaining concentration, but
Good
if
thing
you
you had
go
Raine heal
unconscious,
me because I'm not getting any healing from you now.
Yeah.
17 is going to hit, right?
Yeah.
That's going to be 7 points of damage. You go
I'm
unconscious,
unconscious.
and
This is fine.
the others are going to be at disadvantage. That's going to fail, and that one's going to fail. So that's going to be their turn. But unfortunately for you guys, just spawning back in the middle of nowhere, just kind of like looking around and then just kind of like giving a grin as noticing the one who gave him hell is currently going to have to make death saving throws.
Oh, do I need to do one of those right now?
No,
Okay.
at the start of your turn. Well, I guess it's the start of your turn, so I need a death saving throw from you.
I can't cast anything on myself while I'm unconscious, can I?
Nope, the only thing you can do is a death saving throw.
Okay.
1 success. All right. It's Snurvy's turn. Let's see here, what can Snurvy do? I think Snurvy's gonna have to do that with her second level spell. She's standing right there. She notices just like just all these bolts just come raining down in the area. She looks over as Roux just kind of goes and just kind of tumbles forward and just kind of rolls a little bit on the ground. Just scorch marks everywhere, partially caught on fire. Snurvy's going to go up to you. I guess it's a good thing Snurvy's turn is shortly after yours. And she's going to cast Cure Wounds, second level, using up her last second level spell slot, healing you for a grand total of 7.
I'll take it.
Well, I remember having this conversation with you last week, Lani. I think you made it in this Snurvy's top 8.
I was really out of it last week, so.
Oh, you were saying, I don't think anybody's Snurvy's friend except for Dragon Lady.
Oh.
Well, don't know the workings and stuff of Snurby's mind, so could
All, like, 3
be
brain cells she has?
could be a roundabout way of if I don't do this, Dragon Lady something might happen to Dragon Lady, and that's bad. All right, Ryan.
Oh man, I really feel like Roux dropping unconscious right next to me really changed the complexion of how my turn's gonna go. But I haven't had a whole lot of time to think about it. So Lani, since Roux is conscious now, do you need me for anything? We're right next to each other. Let's talk about it. You okay? You need... I don't really have any way of helping you, but...
You need some water?
Yeah.
It can punch you back to being unconscious.
I'm fine.
Yeah, if you'd rather just be unconscious, I can put you out of your misery.
No, it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, I can try and cast banishment one more time if we want.
Provided she doesn't die before then.
Yeah, provided I'm not instantly mobbed. So.
Yeah, you got ganked.
Yeah.
Alright. So I'm assuming using my bonus action to teleport to give me 105 feet of movement will get me anywhere I want to go, pretty much, right?
A little bit of finagling here and there because, torches and candles and so on
Yeah.
and so forth, but probably.
Is the one that has the crossbones on it the one we've been attacking?
The one with the crossbones is Bubba's mark target for his hunter's mark.
Okay.
That's Dunsen's mark.
So that's the male one, and we've been attacking the female one. Is that correct?
That's the female one. You guys have been attacking both of them.
Oh. Okay. That's the case. I will just go nothing personal.
Okay.
And
You,
character sheet. Here we go.
Did you go running around? You got these kind of like skeletal statues and stuff like that, teleporting into the shadow behind one of them and making your way out from the other side of, on one of their sides and dropping behind. One of these probably pretty pleased with themselves because they just returned their master, just and really messed up your cleric.
So I used my bonus action, so I just have 2 punches, so let's get those out of the way.
Punch A and punch B.
Punch A? Jesus.
Oh no.
Alright,
Okay.
punch B. What the fuck?
Nothing personal. And, kind of turns around, notices your fist, dodge out of the first one, the second one trying to go for like a kidney shot. I mean, who knows? Like, maybe she used to be a dancer or something before she became a harbinger of death. But just too hard for you to even land a blow. Just
Alright, my
air.
turn's over. I'm gonna go walk that off now.
Okay. All right. Well. Somebody want to roll me a d20?
I'll roll it.
Okay, roll me a d20. I want to see. Even? Okay, he's going to go after the female one. Okay, so Snapping Bones' his turn. Kind of realizing the chaos and havoc that, I think she's the one who ended up taking you down. So, we're going to go ahead and make 2 swings with the greatsword at you. Or at her. Okay. All right. Still kind of on that high from like dancing and out of Ryan's blows. Just manages to dodge the first swing from this great sword coming across, but using the momentum from that, he spins around with the great sword, leaps up in the air, and just kind of like Ryan and Remy. You hear some bones snapping and such as he drives this great sword into her shoulder because he managed to get a critical hit on her.
He got to snap some bones.
Yeah. Probably not the smartest move, but I think that's probably what Two Swallows is probably going to do. She's probably going to go up and try to hit the big bad demon. I'll just kind of put her there. That works. Whatever. All right.
She's drawing aggro.
I guess so. No, that's snapping bones. I need 2 swallows. All right. So yeah, we're gonna miss. I'm sure. Miss. And miss. All right. So she goes up. Flurry of short sword blows, just flailing at this creature. The large demon with the giant pitchfork just kind of catches her sword on each swing and just kind of like starting to laugh her off. Okay, speaking of which, all right, so I think we're going to go with a tail swipe on 2 swallows, and I think we're going to double stab Remy.
Can I use my reaction to make him do disadvantage on 2 swallows?
I think you have to be within range of 2 swallows, not within range of him.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah. But tail attack misses as she just kind of ducks under it. 2 forks at Remy. The 16 hit.
No, it does not.
Okay. Does 17 hit?
Nope.
Nope. Okay. Catching with your shield, just both of these forked stabs. Seems to be a little discombobulated since he just returned back from wherever the hell he came from. Yeah, it's just a giant whiff fest up here. All right, Ruby Eyes. Okay. I think she's going to move her thing, and she's going to once again use her bonus action to swing her spiritual weapon. All right, hitting the dude for 5 points of damage. Whack. Okay. Now the question is what to do with her main action. What to do with her main action? You know what? We're gonna do something dumb.
Like heal Lani?
No. I think she's trying to stay halfway in between in case she needs to heal people up here. Let's see here. All right. Go ahead and do this. Then make a wisdom saving throw. All right. He gets advantage on that. All right, big giant demon dude succeeds. We'll see if the other dingbats. Okay. Okay. Unfortunately, she didn't get as many people as she was hoping. Let's see here if I can find a good token for that. You know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and use that. He is you guys kind of watch Ruby Eyes just kind of like digging through a bag, brings up I believe it's a gemstone. Yeah, not a huge gem, but holds up a gem, and you guys kind of watch like go fling from the gem, and the kind the female, yeah, it could be a ruby, that's fine. The female shadow menace and the demon just kind of close their eyes and look away for a second. The male cultist, though, you three probably kind of noticed this. He kind of, focused on where like Lani was. Just kind of like turns and just kind of like looks at Ruby, arms kind of slack by the side, and just kind of stares at what Ruby's holding.
Ooh.
In case any of you are wondering, she cast the spell Incite Greed.
Nice.
Okay.
And basically, the creature is compelled to have to move towards them, and they just when they get within 5 feet, they just stare greedily at the gem.
I love that spell.
Yeah, that's a good one.
All right, Dunsen, it's your turn.
Dunsen quirks a smile. You see how quick Jill can be now.
All right. I'm gonna have to give her 3/4 cover because she's behind a big fucking giant demon.
Oh, is she? Okay, well, yeah, okay, well, then I'm gonna move. Shit. I didn't know how that whole thing when she came back.
Yeah.
I want to move to be able to keep in kind of good distance. So how far can I move? Like over into here to get a good. I guess I can move back here and have good view. I can move like right back to here.
Yeah, it's wherever you want to go.
I'm right there. Well, I mean, I want to make
Okay.
sure I have the layout. So now I'm gonna take my shot like there.
Okay. I'm still gonna give her half cover just because of it's just a massive huddle of stuff up there, but it's not as bad as 3/4.
I was gonna
But
say
yeah,
because this is where I shot from before, and you didn't give her half coverage.
she wasn't in a giant mosh pit. She's like basically now in the middle of a giant like mosh pit at this point.
Okay.
Yeah, she's literally surrounded on all sides by bullshit.
Yeah.
So I get it.
But 28's definitely going to be more than enough to hit her. So that will deal 5 and 7.
Yep.
Okay.
And I'm going again.
All right. Looking kind of hurt. Is that one kind of like, like jabs into her shoulder? Um, you know, she's just like losing a lot of blood over kind of like cracked clavicle and stuff where that greatsword slash cut in, and now there's a crossbow bolt sticking out of there. That left arm looks like probably can't take very much more. He'll probably become pretty useless here if she
Alright.
does survive.
No.
18, unfortunately, with half cover misses.
No.
As the second one goes firing across, Remy's getting ready to do some kind of a kind of attack and just kind of has to dodge out a little bit out of the way. This crossbow bolt goes flying over his head.
And since he's under half cover, I guess I'll use my bonus action to move my mark to this dude.
You can't move your mark unless it's at 0 HP.
Oh, okay, never mind.
I believe that's what it specifically says. It has to be at 0 HP.
Let me go back into there. Yep.
Yeah, it's just like Hex.
Yep.
Oh,
Can't have you
Hex.
just moving your stuff all around wherever you really want to move it.
Although, hang on. Well, I'm going to use my bonus action to cast Hunter's Mark to this guy then.
Okay. All right.
Now you were playing D&D.
You're gonna drop your first one and pick up a new one. Got it.
Yep.
All right. Got
And
that
that's it for
swapped
me.
around then. Okay. Raine, what's Raine doing?
Raine's casting Healing Word again.
Healing word.
She's got all kinds of words we've never heard before.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna have her cast Healing Word on me, Roux, at level.
At level 3?
Yeah.
Okay.
Reasonable.
Looking back at the half sputtering sister, and after getting healed by Schnurby, since I guess I'm doing Rain, she's like, "Dear sister, please, please, don't die on me." 11, by the way, Lani. That's gonna put you up to 18.
I like how if we were in charge of what Rain says, we would be like trying to figure out what's in character for her. But you, Hesper, take it like the complete other direction. Like, what is the least in character thing? I
They
love it.
said things like "dear sister" and "dear brother" before,
Yeah.
so don't give me that shit.
And then she's just gonna cast Eldritch Blast again on. How is the female one looking hurt at all?
I'm gonna have to give her half cover, so she's gonna be harder to hit.
Okay, I'm just gonna hit the demon guy then.
All right, demon dude. Which, if you didn't miss, would definitely be the bigger threat. Okay, that will, I'm pretty sure, hit. If you want, roll me another one. All right, both hit. You fire off 2 Eldritch Blasts, just tears streaking from her eyes and stuff like that from her hurt sister, seeking, I guess, some sort of revenge. Smacking 2 blasts into this like demon's abdomen, like little black scorch marks. He kind of looks over at you and he's like, "Oh, since I kill this guy, I'm killing you next." All right, Ink's turn. What does Ink have? Can't cast Lightning Bolt because we don't have any magic. Not to mention, it hit Remy and everybody else up there. I could cast Invisibility. Oh. Yeah, we're just gonna go with another magic missile. I'm sorry, guys, but
I have an idea. Is Roux able to cast Banishment and then Hushed Ink cast Invisibility on her?
That
Does
was
that
my
work?
plan. I was gonna have Cados cast Invisibility on me after I cast Banishment.
Well, I mean that's a plan, but Hushed Ink is over there.
Hushed Ink
and
is
she
her
has,
own woman.
well, there's that too, and she has no idea what your plans are or anything like that. So
Yeah.
you guys didn't go over any kind of plans or anything like that. So
Yep.
all right. So I think another second level magic missile. 3, 6, 10, 15. 4 purple darts of energy just go streaking across and slam into the big bad demon dude. I guess that's gonna do it for her. All right, Remy.
Okay, I'm gonna look at this female here. Hey,
It's a female.
Last chance to tell me your name.
She's bleeding, some blood like trickling out of her mouth. She's just kind of like gritting her teeth at you and just kind of like gives you a look like, "I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill him. I'm going to kill him, and I'm going to kill you, and then I'm going to kill them."
Okay.
Oh yeah, I guess. Yeah, I think Ruby Eyes. I forgot to leave concentration up on her. I think she has Bane on the one guy.
What is Bane?
They have to roll a d4 and minus that from saving throws and attack rolls.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. Thanks for reminding me about that. Okay.
Then I want to use the goading attack with that.
Okay.
How do I
Okay.
do that?
Well, let's see here. Let me check your character sheet. Let's see here. Yeah, see where it says goading attack DC 16 D6 at the bottom of your sheet?
No, I do not.
It's longsword, quick step, kunai, javelin, goading attack. In the middle, on the bottom.
Yes.
Yeah, just click that. Okay, so I need to make a wisdom saving throw of 16 or higher with her, and you're going to deal an extra 6 points of damage on top of the 15 that you did the first time. All right, 15, and then another -6. All right. That's going to use up one of your maneuvers. Looking pretty bad. Looking, pretty hurt. All right. Wisdom saving throw. All right. Yeah, she failed that. So,
Fuck you.
only advantage attacks on,
Then I'm gonna look at Demon Daddy here, and I'm gonna attack him too, and I'm gonna goad him.
okay. Okay.
Wow.
I'm gonna, yeah, because you crit on that, I'm gonna take both die. So, alright, so we got -26 in the main attack, and another -2, 5, 7. Yeah, that was a pretty hearty blow. As you slash into her and just what do you say to goad them?
I just after I hit him, I just whisper, "Fuck you."
Okay. Let's see here. There he is. He gets this, and it's a wisdom. Oh, goody. He has a decent wisdom. Okay, hold on. Yeah, yeah. There's no way he's failing that. Yeah, he succeeds. Like I said, she fails. As you slash into her, and then just as you're slashing through, part of her side, just giving the subtlest, fuck you. As you swing around and do a bit of a dwarven leap off of a couple of the steps and land into the opening that this demon's getting prepared to. I don't know. Maybe he's preparing to turn around and stab two swallows as you find an opening and just carve right through his chest. A nice big scar now, just leaking black ichorish blood, just out of his chest. He's not happy at all with you on that. Okay, so this warlock cultist. It's totally up to you if you want to make an opportunity attack.
I do not.
Okay. He's going to move within 5 feet and just kind of stare stupidly at the gem. I need to make another wisdom saving throw now since it's the end of his turn. He fails. He's staring very stupidly at this gem. The other one. Yeah, I think that's what she's going to do. Realizing the bit of a predicament that she's in, she's going to cut through. She's gonna like lift up her scythe with her right arm, just cut through the fabric of time and space, and step through a portal.
Yo, that's OP.
Hey, I'm sorry, but I have to give you guys some kind of challenge. She's going to
Oh, wait.
disappear.
If she's stepping through a portal, do I get an
It's
attack of opportunity?
Yeah, did we get opportunity attacks?
It's considered a teleportation. She's not actually moving, so no. Unfortunately, you do not get opportunity attacks.
Hey, get back here!
Fucking bullshit.
Come over here, and yeah, we're going to do that. I need dexterity saving throws from. Okay. I need dexterity saving throws from Raine, Roux, and Snurby. Because I don't think I could get. No, I think Dunsen's too far away. So yeah, it's going to have to be those three. Okay. Roux. Okay, Raine. And then I need to do Snurby. Alright. Okay. Alright. As you watch and just a streak of very familiar red energy flies from her as she plants her scythe down into the ground and uses her one good arm to send forth a familiar red streak of energy, and just in the center of you three, just we got a explosion. Lani, you fail. You're gonna take 33 points of fire damage.
I'm down.
Sorry, I'm sorry for laughing.
I'll take care of Snurby and Raine. They both only take half.
Oh, I'll take care of Snurby.
Snurby's not looking too well. She looks like she's panicking. But I didn't have two fireballs to throw. I guess one's staring stupidly at the gem. And yeah, I think that's gonna do it for that one.
Poor Lani.
Roux, death saving throw, please. At least she has two characters to play this time. Okay, success. It's going to be one success, so take one of your successes off.
Okay.
Because you got revived. Okay. I think that's what Snurby's probably. I think that's what Snurby's is probably going to do. She's probably going to realize, holy shit, this sucks. Does she cast it on herself, or does she cast it on Roux? Lani, roll me a d20. Actually, call evens or odd. Never mind. Call even or odd, and then roll a d20. Okay. Roll me a d20. Odd. Okay. I'm sorry, Lani. She is going to
looking out for number one.
Yeah, looking out for number one. She's gonna heal herself for 8 points of damage. And she's going to retreat. Because that shit hurt.
Is she like back in the stairway?
Yeah, she went as far back as she could. All right, Ryan.
All right, I'm going to maintain pursuit, as helpful as that's been. I assume that 45 feet will not quite get me there.
To the female one.
Yeah.
If you're running on foot, no, and you're probably going to provoke an opportunity attack from Big Bad Dude.
I don't know if I'm worried about that.
He can hurt. Ask Feugy, who's almost half dead with rage mitigation.
It's fine.
If I throw my kunai and teleport to it, that's
going to be your main action to throw it, and your bonus action to teleport to it, I think.
If I shadow step, that doesn't provoke an opportunity attack, right? Like if I start with shadow step?
That's exactly like how her
Misty
teleport
step
works.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like Misty Step. It's like, yeah, it's basically does not provoke opportunity attacks
Okay.
because it's a teleport.
So I will first use my bonus action to shadow step.
Okay.
And then I'll travel the rest of the way on foot.
Okay. Where you in, and then you're
right here.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, she's
Actually,
really hurt.
I will get in the way. You're
gonna get in the way. Okay.
Yeah. Punch.
Okay.
Hey, that's not a 1.
That'll hit. And I believe that hits. Okay. So that's gonna be a total 13. I mean, looking really hurt, but she's still standing.
Unreal. I can't believe this. What a disaster. I end my turn.
Alrighty. Snapping Bones. I think he's just gonna do the one thing that he knows he can do. He's going to come over here and he's going to waylay on the big guy because reasons. Alright, 2 great swords. Okay. Jeez. Okay. So I need to roll 6. Alright, so let me go ahead and win. Check something real quick. Okay. So that's gonna be that. And then okay. Okay. Snapping Bones coming running right in and slashing into this demon. Hits it really hard, but doesn't seem like it's doing as much damage as it should.
Like he's got physical resistance.
Well, might not. These folks, probably don't deal a whole lot, and so they don't really need like magical weapons and stuff. So, could be something like that. But yeah, it doesn't seem like his cuts, even though he landed like really hard against this demon, did any damage. Well, it did damage, but not as. Anyways, it's gonna be Two Swallows' turn. Open this. Are we gonna have another whiff fest? Okay. One hit. Okay, so just whiff, whiff, and finally manages to find a point and stab in with her sword. Dealing not great damage. Again, doesn't seem to do a whole lot. I think he is going to. I think he's going to do one for everybody. So another tail swipe at Two Swallows. Believe that hits her. Yep. Okay. Okay, so that's going to be 10 points of damage, and then I haven't really got to do that nasty move yet to anybody else. All right, we're going to fork Snapping Bones. That's
I
going
can
to.
use protection on him, can I?
Yeah, you can if you want to. All right, that's going to be your reaction. It's going to
I'll
be.
save ya.
Okay, so 7.
Did you just like crawl inside Snapping Bones to protect him?
Yeah, looks like I did.
You tried to deflect the attack, but it just unfortunately finds its mark and lands and hits Snapping Bones. Pretty hurt. And then finally you. 25. I'm sure that's gonna hit you.
Yeah.
But
I
you're rate
Daddy, hit me good.
but you're raging, so he's only going to do 10 points of damage.
You got Demon Daddy?
Oh, finally knocked Feugy down to half health. All right, Ruby has to concentrate on that. Yeah, he's charmed, so that should be fine. He's too far away. I think that's what she's going to have to do. We're going to use her cat sprint, which I think would probably get her up to where Lani is.
Oh man.
And I mean, granted, this guy now has to run after her.
Sorry.
Are you okay?
That's right.
I was looking at a friend's picture, and one of them happened to be a video at a parade. I was not expecting that, so I apologize.
All right, that's going to use the last of that. Lani, you're going to get back 19.
Oh man.
That's the last of her high-level spell slots, though, so...
I'm not doing anything except dying.
Hey, someone's got to do it.
I guess. The bad guys, preferably.
Yeah, look at you. You're the party's tank.
I don't want this.
Shouldn't have pissed off the big bad guy. Dunsen. You shooting the big bad, or are you shooting the one who's teleporting around the room?
Oh. I'll have to expend a spell or a thingy if I want to get her. And you said this Jill is badly damaged?
She's very, very hurt. You know, she's very bloodied. Her left arm is pretty much next to useless at this
I'm going to
point.
look at her and I'm just going to look at her and go, oh, Jill, we meet again. So I'm just going to shoot her.
Kill streak.
Okay. Without the hunter's mark.
Yeah, without the hunter's mark. Sorry. Yeah, take that off.
Yeah, the crossbow lands into her. She's coughing and sputtering, just, you know, panic's kind of setting in, probably trying to figure out what she's probably going to do. Yeah, she is still up.
I'm going to look at her, cock a smile, and go, persist, Jill B. But Jack will not save you. Damn.
As, you know,
Talk smack after you kill her.
You know, you're giving your monologue and stuff like that, and as you are and waving your arm around, you pull the crossbow trigger too quick, and just like whizzes past her and like slams into like one of the dead cultists that's back there.
I just look at her and goes, I just wanted to make sweat. And go over to here.
Okay.
He's like, no. He's over here. I'm done.
Okay.
I'm done.
All right, Lani, it's Raine's turn.
Okay, can Raine see the lady Shadow Menace?
Might want to move a little bit so it's easier so you don't hit your brother, but
Okay.
it's not, yeah.
I'm gonna have her move up a little bit.
Okay.
Just so she can
yeah, right about
get
in
a
there.
view. Okay. And then I'm gonna have her hit her with a Eldritch Blast.
Are you doing both bolts at her or just one?
Just one.
Okay. And then the other one at the demon guy?
Oh no.
Maybe both of them at her.
Okay. That one misses. Is
Please.
Oh my god, someone secure this kill.
just slamming into the wall.
Can I do 2 cantrips?
You can only do one cantrip.
And then 1 spell. Okay.
And your spell has to be a bonus action spell.
Ugh, okay.
You could give somebody Bardic Inspiration.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Who are you giving Bardic Inspiration to?
Let's see. Stop.
Oh yeah, it's Feugy. It's gotta be ink, right?
Yeah, sure, I'll just give it to Ink.
Oh, okay.
Sing her a song of "Please kill that bitch."
Yeah, what Ryan said.
Ink, I know you can do it. Kill that bitch.
Is there a button for Bardic Inspiration you need to press?
I think you just have to tick one off, and I believe it's a D8 for her, if I remember right. I'm just gonna put a purple dot on her.
Ink has her directive now, Hesper.
Yep. Alright, I think she's going to pull back a little bit. Maybe like that.
Line up the shot.
Pretty much. She has Bardic Inspiration now, so I guess I'll firebolt her instead of wasting another spell slot on magic missiles.
Wait, don't magic missiles always hit?
Yeah.
It might be worth it considering how it's been going.
Oh, well, it doesn't matter because he has Bardic Inspiration, so I might as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah. No, thanks to the Bardic Inspiration.
Oh
Ryan,
my
you just watch
god.
this firebolt just catch her head on fire, screaming in agony as she just kind of slumps down to the ground. All right.
Amazing.
Remy?
All right. Well, I can do the only thing I know how to do.
Swing my sword.
My sword.
Nice. Dude,
Okay.
you're killing it. Literally.
Then I swing it
25. Looking really hurt. Oh, I thought it was going to land on another 19. Okay, so that's 13 more points. Yeah, like I said, looking really hurt. You just big, giant, wide swing, just cut into his side, just as your sword finds soft, fleshy bits and just carves right through the side of his abdomen. Just throwing blood everywhere, and then going back with another slash, and you start carving into him again. As I said, he looks pretty hurt. All right, cultist's turn.
Very interested in how this is going to go.
He's going to go out into the blood, and he's going to start swimming across the blood.
What?
Okay.
What?
Yeah. Yep. That's what I was wondering.
That's so gross.
He has to get to the ruby in the quickest way possible.
Would shape water affect blood?
It's a liquid. It might.
Okay.
Now I need to make a wisdom saving throw on him to see if he's still greeted or if he's going to go after Ruby some more.
Bloodbenders party?
Okay. So he's like swimming out there in the blood, and then he's just kind of like, wait, what am I doing? He's just kind of looking around very confused.
Perfect.
Out in the middle of this giant blood jacuzzi pool.
Ugh.
Alright. Roux, it's your turn. Hey, you weren't dead.
I
I'm not
believe you
dead.
described it before as 40 feet deep. Is that correct?
I didn't describe how deep it was.
Oh, okay.
He's
I thought you
treading.
did.
He's
How
treading.
diameter it is.
Diameter.
It's,
Okay.
yeah. He's. It's 40-foot radius, or no, 40-foot diameter. Yeah, you're right. But it's very goopy and stuff, so it's very hard to swim through.
Well, the I guess the operative thing is that he's swimming in it. He's not like wading or walking in it.
Well, currently he's like treading blood.
As you do.
Just
Okay.
kind of like looking around, like what the fuck.
So, how close do I have to be within 60 feet of Remy?
Of Remy?
Yeah.
Remy?
Oh, probably a little bit south of Raine.
Okay. Would I be able to? Would that? Yeah, that would be within 60 feet of Ryan as well.
Probably.
Okay. So I'm gonna move up to behind Raine. And I'm gonna cast my character sheet wants to load. Okay, I'm gonna cast Mass Healing Word at level 4.
No more banishment.
No more banishment. We die like men.
Those rolls, though.
Feels so bad.
Okay, so who's getting healed?
Remy, Ryan, myself. Let's go ahead and do Snapping Bones.
I need to read over this real quick just to check.
Okay, so 8 hit
'Cause I
points,
don't
right?
I don't know if it's like a certain point and then it's within that point that it has to be so far.
I
That's why
think
I'm
it's
trying to.
anyone within 60 feet of me.
That's why I'm trying to. That's why I'm going to read the spell description real quick. Okay, here we go. Up to 6 creatures of your choice that you can see within range. Okay, yeah. What do you say, Lani?
Be healed,
But only
my
a little bit.
friends.
Okay.
Only a little bit, not a whole lot.
Okay, so 8, right?
Yeah. So you're doing Ryan, Remy, Bone.
Snapping Bones, myself,
That's
Ryan,
4.
Remy, me, Snapping Bones. Who's this guy again? Does he look hurt?
2 swallows, a little bit. Everybody looks
Okay.
a little hurt at least.
All right, so 2 swallows, and then I'll just do Dunsen.
Okay. So everybody
8
that
points.
she listed off gets 8 health back.
Hey, I'm no longer bloodied.
Wish I could say the same thing for Snapping Bones
Sorry, Snapping Bones. Okay, and then
and Snurby.
Thanks for the band-aid, sis.
yep. So that was my bonus action, so I can cast a cantrip now, right?
As a main action, yes.
Okay, I'm gonna cast. Oh, let's see here. I'm gonna cast Toll the Dead on the dude in the blood pit.
Told the dead on the blood pit, dude.
Yeah.
Okay.
How metal is that? So metal.
All right. So he needs to make a DC 17 Wisdom save. Hmm. Nope. Okay, so he's going to take 13 necrotic damage. He's like looking around like, oh shit. Is tiny, treading blood and stuff, looking around like, oh, probably gonna die.
That's so gross, dude. It's probably like more viscous than water too. Ugh.
Yeah, it's very goopy.
Ugh. Like partially congealed. It's kind of like Jello at this point. Ugh.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Also, the smell of iron is probably really strong.
Ugh.
Yeah,
It
that
probably
too.
smells like decay at this point.
That too.
Well, there is a pile of like dead bodies and shit, isn't there?
This is
Yeah.
gross. So gross.
The worst.
I think Snurby's gonna just kind of look out from her hallway and just gonna go, and shoot her crossbow at the guy in the blood pool.
Nice. Get it, Snurby.
Okay, more than I expected.
I
She
love
has
her
to protect.
goggles.
She has to protect Dragon Lady, but holy shit, she rolled a crit
What the fuck? Go, Snurby, go!
for 8 points of damage.
Can we just like hold this guy down for Snurby to sink in the last hit?
It's whatever you guys want to do. If you guys can pull it off.
See, Bubba, I told you it wasn't impossible for Snurby to do it to you.
All right, Aster, it's Ryan's turn.
So Ryan is going to. Ryan's going to hex the guy in the blood pool.
Okay.
Okay, roll 20. Okay. Alright, I think I did it now. Maybe.
Okay.
0. I don't know. Something's broken, I think.
It's the same as your others. It's 15 because your charisma and your wisdom are both the same.
Yeah, but I clicked it and nothing happened and it didn't turn down. But I think I did manually. It's okay.
Yeah.
So I hexed the guy.
All right. Let's get him. We'll put a snail on him because hex is gross. And so are
Bad day.
snails.
Okay.
I like snails.
And that was my
Cute.
bonus action. I'm going to
Are you just chunking shurikens at him in the lake now?
I think so, yeah. Do I throw one or two?
You throw 2.
Alright.
You moving any closer, or are you standing back there?
What do you recommend?
Whatever you want to do.
I guess I'll walk closer. That
Okay.
doesn't put me out of, like, range or anything, right?
No, it actually puts you
Okay.
probably in range because these are
Okay.
pretty short.
Okay. So that's 1. There's 2. I forgot to click hex. Let me roll 2 d6s.
Yeah, that's fine. Alright, so both of those are gonna hit. Okay, so that's gonna be 14, 23. Oof. Ouchies. Is
He deserves it.
you cast your hex and just this kind of like shadowy purple otherworldly eldritch tentacle just kind of starts wrapping around him and start throwing you a couple of shurikens as the tentacles kind of help guide and jam the shurikens further in. As this guy's like swimming and treading, you like throw him and just sticking out of the back of his shoulder blades. He's like treading around in the water, scythe on his back, or
Bad day at
blood.
the office.
Just bad day.
Yeah, this guy fucking deserves it, though. He stole my identity. Or I stole his.
Don't be on the losing side. Don't suck.
One of us stole the other's identity. Probably on accident.
Alright.
This guy manipulated the whole town to hate me. There we go. Got there.
Alright. We'll do a couple of greatsword swings with snapping bones.
You can do it, Snapping Bones.
Alright. Again, not a whole lot of damage. As just first one misses and second one finds its mark, but just kind of like seems to sink in a little bit and bounce out. It's probably going to give him more of a bruise than actually cutting into him. All right, 2 swallows' turn.
You have to find the magic in your attacks. You have to believe.
All right, we'll do another couple of flurry of blows. Okay. So 2 of those are going to land for a grand total of 6. Again, just trying to cut into this guy, just not working too well. As yeah. All right. It's this demon dude's turn. Let's see here. The target's okay. It needs to. I need to make a Constitution saving throw with her. 17. She succeeds. Okay, and then second verse, same as the first with this demon guy. All right. Tail smack, 2 swallows. 17, I think that hits her. Yep. And because it's already done that, she takes an extra 11. Okay, so that's going to deal. All right. Once again, flailing tail back, whack, slams into her, cuts her again. Just the kind of previous wound before, closing up a little bit from Roux' healing word, just opens back up and just sputters blood out. Fork. Right, snapping bones. Ooh, snapping bones is not looking too good.
I'll do protection for Snapping Bone.
Okay. Okay. This time you managed to push the trident off, of course.
Oh,
Your turn to get forked, though.
Yeah,
21.
fork you.
yeah, 21 hits.
You're going to take 6 points of piercing damage as it finds its mark. As you pushed off the fork, he spins it around and jams it into you before you can get your shield back into place.
Oh no! You hit me! I'm bloodied! I'm bloodied! No!
The forking will continue until morale improves.
All right.
Hey, can she just hold person and make him drown?
That's actually what I was thinking of probably doing with her. If she has the spell slots.
Yeah.
That's the question.
What a way to
does
go.
have the spell slots. Alright, we're gonna cast Hold Person.
Hearing bells in his head, getting hexed, tentacles in a blood pool, drowning to death in blood. What a way to go.
Alright. He needs to make a wisdom saving throw. Will he succeed? He succeeds!
No.
Oh, worth a shot, I guess.
Oh, wait a minute, I forgot. But that's skill checks. I was about ready to say, I forgot. Hex is supposed to...
Oh,
I
yeah.
remember right.
Wisdom.
But it's only skill checks. It's not actual saving throws.
Okay.
Yeah, so doesn't work. Still trading blood. Dunsen. Are you muted and you're saying that's who you're going to shoot?
Oh, yeah. He looks at him and goes, "Oh, like shooting fish in a barrel." So he's gonna do Hail of Thorns at 3rd level.
Okay, that's going to drop your concentration on your...
That's fine. Yep.
Okay.
I know it is. I'm just gonna submit that for now, and then do I get an attack before I do that, or because that's just going on my ammunition? So I'm just saying I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna shoot.
Yeah, you actually gotta...
Yep.
Okay, that will hit. I need to make a 15 dexterity. Is that 15 dexterity to not take any damage? I need to check that real
No,
quick.
that's half. I think it's hang on, I'm going right into it. Hang on.
Yeah, let me know. Is it half damage or is
Half
it
damage.
okay? So
I'm
success
just
is half
throwing it out
damage.
there. If you're treading, blood water, you're not going to be dexterity to, be able to do dexterity saving throws at that particular time.
But if
Should be
you
a
go
disadvantage.
if you technically go by rules as written, it doesn't say that swimming causes disadvantage with your dexterity saving throws. So I'm just gonna have him. Yeah, he can dive under the blood. He can swim out of the way. Yeah. I'll just have to see what happens. Nope. It's 1626. How do you want to do this, Bubba?
So as the ammunition strikes him right into the mouth, it explodes and thorns come out through the eyes, nose, everything, and he slowly sinks. And Dunsen goes, "Haha, kind of like a pufferfish."
Yeah.
What the fuck? What is this, like, character you're suddenly, like, bringing to Dunsen? Nah, he's always had that.
Fires this, he's trying to get a breath, swimming and treading in this blood, just crossbow bolt hits in the back of his neck and scattering bits of brain, skull, everything all over the blood pool. Is he just kind of just floating there in the blood pool now? Bits of what his remains floating in there in the blood pool.
Adding to the blood pool.
All right, that's one attack in your bonus action.
Then I'm gonna go ahead and just attack Mr. Horny Guy.
Okay.
So
Okay. Yeah. Uh, spurting out a lot of devil blood everywhere, but still standing. Breathing pretty heavy.
But all right, I'm just gonna move here, and that'll be that. And you might as well
Okay.
take my concentration thingy off. I'm not concentrating on nothing right now.
Yeah, I'm working
No
on it.
thoughts, head empty.
Nope. Yep.
All right, Raine.
I think she's just gonna Eldritch Blast him again.
Okay.
Or not.
Well, you got one more.
Wow.
Nope, just both whizzes right by.
Alright, she's just gonna Bardic Inspiration Remy.
Okay.
Do good things, Remy.
I'll try. Dear brother, I know you can do it. Put your sword in that demon's butt. Or devil's butt. I don't know. This- That's the question. Does Hush use her last second level spell slot and finish off the demon uh with magic missiles, or hmm, or do I just do something stupid with her?
What's more entertaining, Hesper?
Well, see, the thing is, I don't really have a lot of good spells.
I vote stupid. Get weird with it.
All right.
The first one worked. Let's see if this one works.
All right. Yeah, I think she's going to. I think she's going to cast Disguise Self on herself.
Oh man, okay.
And she's going to, she's going to kind of, you know, run to, yeah. I think she's going to, she's just going to disguise herself like just like a random cultist, and she's just going to run. Actually, I think what she's going to do is she's going to run like she's running away, and then she's going to cast disguise self and come running to the entrance of the stairs, and she's going to go, Master Devil Person, flee, flee for your life. All right, Remy, it's your turn.
All right. I am going to drop my shield.
Okay.
I can slash with both hands, and I'm going to
Okay.
recklessly attack this dude.
Okay. Roll an advantage.
Hey.
Oh my goodness.
How do you want to do this, Yugi?
Okay, so I throw my shield down, and as I throw it down, I jump up in the air and I just overhand both hands with my longsword. Just slash him right down and slash one of his horns off. With the horn still halfway hanging on, the sword just slices through half of his face and down through his other arm.
Okay. Mustering just this tiny half-dwarven rage, backing up a little bit and pushing off as he throws his shield down to the ground, grabbing a hold of his sword with both hands and letting out a mighty cry as he jumps up in the air. Remy brings his sword down, cracking into the horn. You hear as it cracks into the horn, snapping most of it off. Snapping a good portion of it off, and continues to cleave right through the right side of his face down until he gets through the left armpit. You got just snapping and cracking of bones, and just kind of wide-eyed with the one eye that didn't get cut, just kind of like, holy shit, did they really do this? And he will then, as he's falling down to the ground, turn into ash.
We did it.
Okay.
And we all dogpile on Hushton because she's dressed as a cultist. No.
One more, get him!
No. Oh man.
Well, like I said, hold on. Yeah. As you guys are sitting there, getting ready to celebrate and such, you guys kind of hear in the puddle, and you kind of see kind of the blood moving around and such, and you watch as the blood just lifts up, and with that cultist, the shadow menace in tow, lifting him up and just kind of covering over him, and kind of looks like creating a new bodily form. Uh, you know, looks around. Is this very menacing, hard to describe, devilish figure made out of blood, is sitting there dripping and such. It, looks slowly around the room, eventually eyes focusing on Dunsen. You might have think that you would have won. You won now, mortal. But heed this. Should your bloodline ever die out, or you leave this land, I will
Oh.
come forth and destroy this world.
Oh, because you dealt the final blow, right?
I didn't
Dunsen,
feel the final blow on
No.
Demon Guy. On
Remy did.
this dude, I did.
Yeah, on this guy.
yeah, but that's not the one I'm talking about.
I think this is
Oh,
probably.
he shot the
I-
orb.
Yeah.
Oh,
Speaking
yeah.
of which, I forgot to take. You should have taken some damage. We went 3 rounds or something like that. So yeah,
Oh,
you
well.
should have taken some more damage. But I'm not going to worry about it at this point.
He
But
said,
yeah,
he said if my seed dies out,
if your
Your family
bloodline,
line dies out.
well,
You know.
guess what? Dunsen's gonna go get drunk at a bar and see how many people he can get lit. It's gonna be getting knocked up then.
Twist
Yeah,
your
well,
arm.
tells you, if as I stated, if your bloodline dies out, or any of you or your bloodline leaves this land, I shall come and destroy this world.
Define leave this land. That's what Dunsen asked him.
You kind of get a feeling he doesn't answer. You kind of get a feeling you probably can't go more than 50 miles outside of Dunreen.
Okay.
And that's just Dunsen, right? We're free to go?
But know this, even you being marked and cursed, I shall find others, and they will hunt you down one way or another. I will be freed.
But Demon, could you answer Ryan, please? Are we free to go?
He doesn't seem to be paying you guys any attention.
Okay.
As he finishes up this speech, the blood just kind of falls back down. Cultist, the Shadow Menace dude, just kind of falls down with it and falls down into the giant puddle of blood and continues to float there, leaving you with this ominous message.
Spooky.
So we won. Did we save everybody?
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
won.
All right. Well, Dunsen puts up his crossbow, looks at everybody, and just goes, "All right, I am done with all of this. I'm done with this town. I'm done with you people. All you guys have caused me grief since the moment I met any one of you. And he
I
just
think you mean we saved your life, but yeah, it's
except
cool,
for
whatever.
not
Dun-
even a little bit. So he puts
Dunsen,
the-
I want to issue a correction here. You are not done with this town, because if you leave, he said he'll come back.
Nope. Dunsen puts it. He puts back his guard cloak, puts it on the floor, puts his his crystal, puts it on the floor, and Dunsen grabs Squeakers and walks away. And he lives happily. He goes and he disappears in the wood. He takes the curse into account, disappears into the woods, lives his life on the outskirts of town, never to come back into the town except for in disguise on random bar nights to get a barmaid knocked up to make sure his bloodline keeps going.
Perfect.
And that's it.
What a rough life.
Okay, well, I'll need you to probably roll me some stuff then, Bubba, if that's exactly what you're going with, because if you fail any of these rolls, yeah, as I just stated,
Wait.
Is Dunsen gonna have to do a fucking roll to see if he makes some heirs?
Yeah, what
I gotta-
skill check is that?
I gotta really roll.
Con?
Survival?
Con for sure. Con, for sure.
Yeah, I thought this was the point where we just say what our characters are doing from now on. I thought we were done.
well, because of the way that you stated that and stuff,
Oh god.
I need to make sure that your character actually does survive
What do
because of
you
the way
think
that you're saying this.
He's a ranger in the woods. How does he not survive in the woods?
Hello, hi, you got a curse, and they can, as soon as you get to
Oh,
other
people are
followers,
coming. Okay, hold on. Let's all go over our stuff that we do after this together. This is what we're doing. Because I think we can
Bubba
kind of
missed
do
out
some inner.
keywords.
I stayed within 50 miles. He gave me 50 miles of the town. I said that.
Now, I'm not saying that you don't, but you're out there alone by yourself.
Like normal. Okay. All right. Screw it. Let's roll then. Let's
All
see
right.
if they can track down a woodsman.
Unless somebody else wants to convince Bubba not to do this.
Well, like again, like I don't. like,
Dunsen would-
but like it's just like Bubba goes and does his own thing without us having any agency, and I don't think that's right. Like I kind of want to go over what we do next together.
And I hate to say it, but Dunsen, his entire career, he stays out in nature. That's his life. He was only ordered into the town because of this incident. So he loves nature. That's his whole thing of being a ranger. That's what he does. So he goes out to nature and he protects. He does what he can to protect, from obviously bad people that come in. But his life is the woods and nature. That is his life. He's not staying in town.
All right, Dunsen, before you go, just promise me, if you get in trouble, just send a raven, a smoke signal, something, and we'll come traveling. It'll take probably a couple days, but we'll be here. Okay.
He cocks an eye. He goes, "Yeah, if it ever comes to that."
All right. That's
yes,
all I can
Hesper,
do.
And Hesper, it's very easy for me to send nature to him too. I got the abilities.
All right. You're sure you want to do this? Okay.
Well, it's ending it anyway, so it really don't matter.
Well, what happens here will affect when we get to that actual big long campaign that takes place in the same world, unless you guys don't want it to take place in the same world.
If it avoids combat, hell no. I don't want to be placed in the same world. No offense, but I don't want to do another year without combat.
Oh, is it?
No, it'll have combat.
Yeah, it'll be more like Curse of Strahd. This was
Okay, that's fine.
something different because this is what was requested.
Let's see what happens, because Dunsen, because of what that guy said, Dunsen is going out into the woods and live his life according to the curse to make sure he can avoid it. He is going to be living in town, and he is a loner. He's done his duty. He's going to go out. And he's going to do all the preventive measures he can, best of his ability.
Okay, roll me a survival check then. Okay. And roll me a stealth check. Okay.
Nice.
Okay, so those both succeed. All right. So this means that you can fail more with those two being that high.
I can fail more?
Yeah.
Yeah, slack off
With
a bit, you know?
no, it's basically the idea is that these checks were to see how well he would have to do on the next one, the next set. And the next set is sort of like when you guys were going through the sewers and stuff like that, and you guys had to make so many successful checks to be able to find the thing.
Okay.
So I need you to roll me some Constitution saving throws.
This ought to be good.
Let me see here. Yep. All right, I need you to roll me 5 Constitution saving throws.
Dear God.
And yep, and you need to pass a certain amount of them.
Come on, 3 out of 5.
Seems solid.
Need to check something on my end real quick.
Those dice rolls going through the mic are the most ominous thing ever.
Okay. All right. So I will explain what happens in a bit. I need to know what the rest of you are planning on doing now that this is over.
Uh,
Unless you want me to start with Raine, so you kind of have an idea. 'Cause Cados kind of told me what she wanted me to do.
mm-hmm. I'm aware of a little bit of that because I talked to her earlier today. You can if you want.
Okay, just gotta. There's my phone. Just gotta check over a couple of the keynotes and such. Okay. All right. Well, as the rest of you, Dunsen just kind of books it out of here. Raine's like, well, I think at the very least one of us should stay back behind and make sure that our trade with here and Feldnitz manages to go smoothly. And also I'm thinking about venturing out a little bit on my own. I'm thinking about taking Schnurby and the other kobolds and leading them to I'm thinking about making like a black market weapons racket and using her talent to create things like that exploding crossbow and bolt and stuff, and you know, using what materials and stuff we can find around here in Dunreen and stuff to, as I stated before, kind of create like a black market weapons racket, and make sure that trade between us and between here and Feldnitz goes hopefully without any more hitches.
She just wants an army of kobolds worshipping
Mm-hmm.
her.
Yeah, that's the part that I heard. I didn't know about some of the other stuff, but
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what she does. Steps on my toes a tiny bit. I can go next. Okay, so first of all, Ryan wanted to go with the Fang and Claw members to the place where we set up Glinting Blade
Okay.
and give them a chance to, I guess, like collect the body, do whatever they want to do with her.
Okay. All right. Well, since that's a little bit more direct, I can go ahead and say, yeah, that goes pretty much without a hitch. They, gather up the remains. You see them, Ruby Eyes, kind of go up by her hands and grab something and remove it, and you notice her pulling something that was invisible on the hands, pulling them off, and like now there's gloves in her hands as she manages to put them in her pocket.
Hmm.
Eh,
I'm
Go
confused.
ahead. You're confused by what?
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you were like giving me something or okay.
No, no.
Okay.
She seems to take whatever this was, and I guess from what your assumption is, some kind of magical item off her sister.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, and my goal with Ryan was to basically set up the Fang and Claw as the new government in town, and also collect Roldo, uh maybe take him back to Feldnitz and get him some help and some therapy. Uh
Okay.
I don't know if we want to like roll for that to see if he turns out okay. Uh but I if he's not too scarred by what happened to him, I'd like to take him under my wing and have him kind of design and make armor for all the Feldnatzian spies and guards and stuff.
Okay. All right.
And
So
I think I also travel between Feldnitz and Dunreen as kind of a trader or like an envoy, that sort of thing. I come in and check on Dunsen every once in a while, check on my sister, and check on the Fang and Claw people, see how the government's going, and sometimes just when I happen to be visiting, uh, there's rumors and whispers about Shadow Menace who pulls minor nighttime pranks in the city of Dunreen.
okay. All right.
Gotta keep the townspeople living in fear.
Yeah,
All
it
right.
makes them easier to control.
All right. Okay. So there's 3. All right. I just need Roux and Remy, whichever one of you two wants to go first.
Well, Remy, he's a simple man. He has no unfinished business in this town. He just goes back home to have a nice family dinner with his 6 kids. Benny, Kenny, Lenny, Benny, Jenny, Josh, and his wife,
Fuck.
Penny.
What the fuck?
And Remy is excited to do the thing that he loves best. So imagine a dark room with a single spotlight. A curtain opens, and there's Remy standing there. So, sweet mistress, what your name is else I know not. Know by what wonder you do hit to find. Less in your knowledge and your grace you not show not. Than our earth's wonder, more than earth divine. Teach me, dear creature, how to think and speak. Lay open to my earthly growth conceit. Smother in errors, feeble, shallow, weak, the folded meaning of your words deceit. And the crowd just claps, and Remy takes his bow. And
Are
that's
you becoming some kind of priest or something?
What the ever living
Remy-
fuck?
He's a
No,
performer.
he had 6
Remy
children and then became an actor.
Remy loves Shakespeare.
Okay.
He is a simple man.
All right. Well, we'll have to figure that out in a minute. But okay. All right,
Out of nowhere.
Roux.
So I think Roux would probably follow Ryan around most of the time between doing stuff for their hometown and like ferrying messages back and forth between Dunreen and whatnot. So yeah, I think for the most part she would hang around with Ryan and just help out with her dad where she could.
Okay. Alrighty. Feugy, give me
Performance roll.
3 charisma checks.
this is the DM just being like, I don't believe you. I don't believe this is a bad.
He's hit 3 crits on like his last 3 turns. He's got this.
Yeah.
Oof.
Okay.
He said he loves it. Didn't
There
say
we
he's
go.
necessarily great at it.
So that was
Okay. Okay, so I guess I'll go ahead.
That was triple advantage, right?
What do you mean triple advantage?
Roll 3 times, take 1.
No, it was. It's just for me to use for right now. Okay. All right. Well, we'll go ahead and go through this and start wrapping it up. So it takes a while, obviously, to re-get Dunreen back on its feet, especially considering that you know raising the dead is not a very common practice beyond those who are exceptionally skilled. And due to the idea of not raising anybody, it seems like, um, it it takes a while for the it for a decent while there seems to be a bit of a power vacuum in Dunreen in the noble class, though with some help from the Despereaux family, creating kind of a shadow government where the face seems normal and legitimate. It's actually more a dirty and crime ridden um, under the surface with how politics are ran in this city as opposed to before. Setting up the Fang and Claw, as you guys stated before, as through them gaining some other followers and possibly some other members to kind of fill out their ranks and stuff to create kind of their shadow government that looks like it's for the good of the people, but it's mostly for the good of them. Um, Meanwhile, Dunsen, living with his curse, gets into a couple of really close scrapes, but manages to survive. Granted,
long enough to sire 32 children.
Yes.
and most of them end up dead.
Wow.
Oh, feels bad.
You want to
Hey, as
roll?
long as I
You want
keep-
to roll a D100 for children?
As long as I stay fertile, I can keep popping them out. Like,
Can we
what?
not ever talk about this again, please?
He's the one that caused my bloodline. He cursed that, so I mean, I gotta make do what I gotta do.
Yeah.
5 D20 children.
Due to the whole entire idea of generally a good chance that especially since he doesn't take them with him, good chance that they're a lot easier to find.
Hey, I'm chaotic good. I make sure they're clean. And of course, they got to take at least one with me. I mean, hell. Anyway, continue on, Hesper.
Keeping the secret of what transpired, and a couple of people keeping an eye out for you, but at the same time aren't able to completely and totally stop what seems to be random murders. Let's see here. Yeah. Actually, it seems like every woman that you sleep with winds up dead, Dunsen.
Feels bad.
Oh, well.
Rolls one dice. Every woman.
Hesper just has it out for me. If he can't kill off my characters, he'll kill off whoever they're with. Like, he just hates my characters.
Hey,
I
I'm
mean,
sorry.
you're the
I'm
one that went to live in the woods and like neglect
live
your
in
duties to
solitude.
society.
My
Yeah.
cousin's a ranger, and he's protecting evil that's out there. He's doing part of his job.
You're living out in the woods by yourself and hoping that the kids you sire make it on their own.
Yeah, says the bloodline curse. Who says he wasn't doing that stuff before?
Well, I mean, before you didn't have
Anywho.
an entire world resting on whether you lived or died.
There we go. You can only do so
Anywho.
much, okay?
You know, Remy, mostly staying back in Feldnitz, decides that, he'd much rather be a family man than continue the family legacy, but using a bit of his family's, shall we say, inspiration and such or influence, I should say, to essentially help him to where the point he doesn't get completely and totally kicked out of an acting troupe, decides to make his living as a mediocre, middle of the road kind of actor.
Mediocre.
Deeply medium.
On the lower side of mediocre.
And then, you know, Roux and Ryan both continue to help out their father and kind of act as envoys between here in Dunreen and Feldnatz, coming every once in a while to check up on old friends and old family members. Uh, you know, let's see here. With the way for the actual big campaign, yeah, humans and shifters probably wouldn't be around. The other three would be. So I'm sorry to say, eventually, you guys. It's a good question.
Wow.
I'm just well, like I said, we're talking like 100+ years
Oh,
in
okay,
the
yeah.
future. Yeah, yeah. Half elves, dwarves, and half dwarfs live a lot longer than humans, and especially shifters. So,
Oh yeah, shifters live like normal human lifespans, right?
they live shorter than normal human lifespans.
Oh, sad days. I'm dead. It's
I'm dead.
better this way.
Yeah, you're like 70 to 80, and Aster's like 80 to 90. Anyways, yeah, go ahead and roll me, you two, some Constitution saving throws.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
How many?
Just one each.
Healthy!
Did mine go through?
Yeah, it did.
Oh no. I die from
She's fucking dead.
sepsis.
Uh,
Something totally
yeah.
unavoidable. Or is totally avoidable.
Roux, you end up dying
Physician, heal thyself.
roughly about the age, your 40s to 50s.
Yeah, your 40s. Late 30s.
You end up dying on a mission for your father.
Alright, I'll take it.
Ryan, on the other hand, you managed to live to about an old age and just die of natural old man problems.
Aww. Old man problems.
And yeah.
Kidney failure, that kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Heart
yeah.
complications, whatever.
Liver.
Genital flumps.
Oh yeah, we got to hear about Khaleesi's part to play in all this.
Well, it's a magical sloth, so I think it just gets passed throughout the Remy bloodline.
It lives forever? Does she play in any of his performances?
Probably not.
So
Aw.
here's how slots work in D&D. They're not actually slow, but rather time is distorted and slowed around them.
Wow. He's got the
And
shaft.
anyways, Raine, she manages to go through and kind of create this kind of takes over part kind of to some extent, not really rival, but a different pillar of corruption in Dunreen. Where you're setting the Fang and Claw more for government. Raine kind of more takes over the idea of running the black market and such. Shipping and trading of goods and creation of interesting weapons of destruction. Uh, Going through and you know keeping the kobolds that she kind of gets to the worshiper and stuff, and you know following the plans of Snurby to create devices and stuff. Snurby, uncommonly for a kobold, lives a long and healthy life. Um, you know, training some smarter kobolds. Though that does not mean that Raine does not have sacrificial dumb kobolds who blow themselves up with um less than safe procedures on creating deadly weapons. As it's just a risk of the business. And I believe that covers just about everything for Dunreen, as Dunreen kind of eventually gets back on its feet, but is not quite the same kind of Jarl ship as it once used to be, following more uh, of a nobler lineage. And I believe that's where we
Hesper,
will.
is Waldo okay?
Oh, yeah. He goes back with you to. I forgot about that. Yeah, he goes back with you to Feldnitz, continues his trade, more under the protection, I guess, as you can say, of the Despereaux family, and creating your idea for special orders and such. Takes him a while, but he will eventually get over these scars and of torment and stuff. I mean, not saying that he won't ever have PTSD, but he does seem to get his life on track. as do probably others that you care about possibly in this town.
Speaking of that, since we're going over like everything our characters do after this, can I roll to wife up Eldrin, the owner of the Siren Song Tavern?
Roll me a, roll me a charisma check.
Oof, ouch.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, granted, you're not there a whole lot with your travels and stuff, but you go ahead and take her with you and sire up yourself some sea elven, half elven baby things.
Hell yeah, got some half elves for the next campaign.
And I believe if that's it with everybody, that will take care of Dunreen, everyone.
What became of Old Man Phil?
He probably died within a year.
Fair. Let me think. Let me think. Any other questions? I guess nothing. So if we do another campaign in this world, it'll be like 100 years out at least.
Yeah, at least. So Ryan won't be around.
Yeah.
Roux won't be around. If you guys manage to go to the Dunreen area, let's see here. Dunsen will probably be somewhere. What is he like? I forget how old he is. I think Bubba. Nope, he didn't give me really an age. I don't think, but Dunsen's probably 150-ish probably. Because I think he was probably the oldest. The others are probably like more like 120 or something like that. Uh, you know, just starting to feel the older part of age.
All right. Awesome.
Cool.
Well, on that note, I'm gonna go to bed. So.
Alrighty. Well, I hope you guys had fun with this campaign.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun. I really enjoyed this.
Me too.
I got to shoot things. I'm happy now.
Oh,
So that worked out. So.
Well,
All
if your rolls would have been worse, the ending story probably would have been a whole lot worse because I had planned for a scenario where possibly people could have talked you into possibly being the king of Dunreen, and
me?
you could have tried.
King of oh boy. Nope, that would have been okay. Well, I'm just
Mhm.
happy that this character has survived. He hasn't been turned into a bad guy, his brain hasn't exploded into some other thing, so I'm pretty happy.
Okay.
So.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Good night, everybody.
Take care.
Good night.
good night, dude. So are we going over what we're doing for the next campaign?
Yeah, that was my plan with you guys. So I have in mind 4 different campaigns. If you guys will give me a minute, I got
Okay.
to find everything. And well, I can tell you about the one because the one is just a it's not pre-written like the other 3 are. So the one is essentially where you guys pick classes that have pet jobs, like Beastmaster Ranger, for example, or others that are like very similar to that. And essentially, what you guys would be doing would be a bit of PVE, a bit of PvP, a bit of role playing to possibly see about changing things to your favor and stuff. As you guys kind of go through this pet show, basically.
So Pokemon.
Pokemon.
To some extent, yes.
It sounds like a nice concept, but it also sounds like it's entirely battling. I'm like, oh no.
No, I mean it's yeah. There will be a little bit of fighting, but there will also be like skill check challenges and
Mhm.
possible manipulation through, maybe you could bribe, maybe you can do something,
Shady
there's
underdealings.
there's other stuff. It's not all just like boom,
Yeah.
boom, 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 just doing
Okay.
that.
I also
Yeah.
have no idea what I do for a character, but I do like the idea of having Gravedigger come back for that one, maybe.
Totally up to you.
That would be
Grave
funny.
digger with a little Pomeranian.
You would have to be a pet class. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's a bunch of different classes that can do pet classes, but yeah. I mean, there's Artificer. I think there's one for that I have for Bard. There's a couple for Ranger. There's a Wizard.
There's a wizard pet class?
Yeah, I have a Wizard pet class. I think it's called the Golemancer or something like that. You're a wizard and you control a golem.
That's kind of cool.
Actually, it sounds perfect. If we are doing this campaign, I am putting my flag down. I want to be a Brave Digger, but as a muscle wizard with a wrestling golem.
Okay. All right. So that is kind of the homebrew, which takes place in the same world as Dunreen, by the way. So this would be another expansion. So I'd have to do a little bit of work, create another town and stuff like that that holds this annual or biannual or whatever competition and stuff. But that's that idea. We also have the Hesper Classic um, campaign, and I'm not going to tell you a whole lot about that because I don't, it's pretty short. It's one I used to play a lot. The title of it is called The Ghost of Harrow Hill.
Oh, it sounds spooky.
Yeah, it's a little spooky.
I like.
Is it one that you made?
No, it's not one that I made. It's a
Okay.
the rest of these are all pre-written, so I'm
Okay.
sorry about that.
No problem.
Yeah, but it's an old it's an oldie for me. It's one that I used to play quite a bit with my friends back in the day.
Are you had friends?
Wow, rude.
Okay, friend.
Oh, buddy. That's fine. I don't
Oh.
have any friends either.
I was about to say, did you play D&D with the one stoplight on in your town?
Oh
Uh,
no. Oh, Hesper, I'm sorry.
all right. Then, oh, hey,
Hmm?
I guess have you heard me talking about any of the campaigns or?
I just said I'm your friend. So
Oh, you're my friend. I
Oh.
thought you said I'm here.
Yeah, I just heard like, hey. So
I heard
Yeah.
I'm here, so I was like, oh, have I just been talking? She hasn't been here this whole time. Oops. Because that's a thing that happens quite a bit.
I've been here. Continue.
Okay. And then I have, granted, that one and the next two are all pre-writtens.
Mhm.
I have a pre-written from the Tales of the Yarning Portal, which, by the way, Ghost of Harrow Hill and Tales from the Yarning Portal, they're both already set up. I don't have to do any prep work for that. They're already good to go. But from the Tales of the Yarning Portal, I chose Against the Giants. You go through 3 different dungeons themed after 3 different giant types. This is the one that you kind of told me if you were going to play, you're going to play the robot healer, Aster.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
But yeah, this one's going to be longer. It's going to be a lot more combat focused. I know that if out of the campaigns, this is probably the one Bubba would like to do the most, I would assume.
Mhm.
Because, combat and Bubba. But that's totally
Is
up to
Bubba
you guys.
taking a break like Cados is, or
Not a Cados length break. He's just long
yeah?
enough to move and get things situated in his
Okay,
new house. So he'll probably only be gone for,
like
I
a
don't know.
couple
Would you
weeks.
guys Yeah, like maybe 3 weeks or something. Would you say that sounds about right, Feugy?
I bet not that long. You don't have a whole lot of stuff.
Well, no, not the move, but to get everything set up and kind of get acclimated to his new place and all that stuff, and maybe get internet and stuff. You know, not to mention we're taking off next week for Mother's Day, and then
Oh,
we got
yeah.
the and then I figured, if we do a campaign that this one's also probably going to be the one that maybe takes the longest. I don't know. I'm just kind of guessing.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I feel like that kind of, I don't know. There's a lot of factors I think that rule this one out.
Okay. And then I was looking at one from the new Candlekeep book. I just got to find it. Which this one I'll have to go on Roll20 and buy. So that way I won't have to sit here and make a whole bunch of maps and stuff like that. Where is it?
Goofy mystery.
Okay. Yeah, it's kind of a bit of a goofy mystery. I mean, this will kind of give you an idea of kind of how it feels. Let me get back over here. You'll probably have to look at Fugi's screen because, actually, I can type it out in Discord. So, the Candlekeep mystery is called. The Candlekeep campaign is called Candlekeep Dekonstruktion, and all the C's are replaced with K's.
Ooh.
And it's a little goofy. The idea behind this is just the basic little synopsis is somebody's trying to launch a tower into space.
I love it.
Is it supposed to be in space?
No.
Okay. Just checking.
Yeah,
so I think that one's at number one on my list, my personal list. I feel like that one's number one.
Yeah, so here's basically a very short synopsis of that. Characters fight against a ticking clock to stop a misguided cult from launching one Candlekeep towers into space along with a small trove of valuable tomes. So you're solving a mystery, trying to figure out how to not have this tower being launched into space.
You had me at goofy mystery.
Yeah. I'm dude, I'm fucking sold on this one.
So you guys are wanting to do Candlekeep Dekonstruktion?
If you don't mind shelling out for it, that's on you.
Yeah.
These are a lot cheaper than buying the big books because I can just buy a single little campaign for like $5.
Hell yes.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Okay. All right. Now I figured since we kind of have you guys here, did you guys have any kind of idea like role or class that you would want to play for this? So you guys can kind of bounce off an idea and kind of have an idea where you guys are going so you kind of know what everybody's thinking instead of night before, I don't know what anybody's playing and need to make my character. Granted, we have until not next Sunday, but the Sunday after that to have characters made. But
okay, are we doing a session 0 or are we just kind of making characters through the break and diving right in?
well, this is kind of pre-planning a little bit of session 0. If you guys want to have a session 0, I'll need to find a day that works for all of you. So you'll need to let me know what day works.
Okay. I'm free whenever, but this would be a great place for me to deploy my piece of shit druid.
Okay, you're thinking a druid?
Yeah. What level are we going to be?
Level 9.
Okay. Yeah. Piece of shit druid. I'll have to look into like what path I want to be and stuff.
Okay. So possibly control caster, or maybe I guess
Yeah,
maybe tank if you
control
go.
to toolkit.
Yeah, depends on how you decide to go with your druid, but you're thinking druid. Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Also,
I might bring back a character that I played for exactly one session in the past.
Okay. I also need to kind of have you guys think of a reason on why you guys are together in Candlekeep, which is basically a big ass huge library.
So you go to libraries to seek knowledge. So I'm assuming
Right.
we're all just like looking. We all have something we want to know about or find.
Okay.
I
No,
guess.
that's fine. That's fine. I just
The
wanted to know.
secret lost recipe to homemade acorn noodles.
Mm.
Okay. I
Uh?
mean, if any place is going to have something like that, it's probably going to be Candlekeep.
I know.
That's why
I
he's
mean,
here.
anyways, okay. But
All right, I
you
have
know,
some ideas for my character.
okay.
And
So I'll let
my
you know if we don't have like a tank or anything. The two characters that I'm thinking of is either gonna be a ranger or like a fighter or barbarian. So
I want Barb
Okay.
Lani. Barb Lani.
Barb Lani.
I was thinking maybe doing a spellcaster of some kind since I haven't yet.
Okay. So does this mean that Feugy gets to play Skill Monkey?
I could be a rogue whose plan is to steal this recipe book because he doesn't quite understand what a library is.
So all the characters I play, skill monkeys who are fucking stupid. Smooth brain.
Okay. So
I feel like playing a barbarian, given how Dunreen went, comes with a little warning label on it that says you might have to be creative if you want to like do anything like roleplay wise.
yeah, well, you got to remember this is a pre-written, and
Mm-hmm.
this has
Little
probably
caveats for barbs and
some
stuff.
combat encounters and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah,
but
like
yeah,
my fix for Brave Digger was just like he always believes he's the man for the job. And that's how I played him, you know.
Doesn't
yeah.
matter what the job is.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then there's if this sounds good to you, you got crazy things like Skitter widget and Kitty widget. Those sound like fun things to you, then this probably is the campaign for you.
Those are words.
Yeah.
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 Anywho, yeah. So,
Anyway,
do
I'm
you,
in. I'm gonna be a druid.
okay. Do you guys want to actually do a session 0 then? Since so far we've never been able to actually do an actual session 0.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what day works best for everybody between now and essentially the Sunday before the or after Mother's Day?
I'm free anytime but Friday nights.
Okay.
I'm free anytime, including Friday nights.
Okay.
I would
You don't raid or anything, Lani?
Nope.
Oh, I thought you did.
Nope.
I
Haven't
am
for a while.
free whenever Khaleesi is free.
Okay.
ideally it would be after like the 12th. My son's going to be here through the 12th, from the 5th through the 12th. And I'd rather not take time away from him.
Okay.
So like Thursday or
Thursday.
Saturday.
Alright,
or
we've triangulated it. Thursday.
Yeah, we can either do Thursday or we could do Tuesday before the 5th, unless you got things that you gotta do the prep before he gets there.
nah, No, we could do it before.
Okay, so Tuesday the 4th or Thursday the 13th. Which one sounds better to you guys?
Thursday the 13th.
Yeah,
Okay.
probably better.
Okay. Aster, Lani?
Let's do 13th.
Yeah, it's fine with me.
All right, it's unanimous. Okay, so we'll have a session 0 on the 13th. If you guys have any questions, feel free to get a hold of me. We'll go through and we will, make characters on the 13th. I will go ahead and get that table set up. I'll post in line when I have it set up, and I will send you guys on Discord links to join that table.
Sounds
That
good.
work?
Oh yeah.
Okay. And then if you want Aster for your thumbnail pictures, you can probably just look up Candlekeep Mysteries cover. It's going to be a lot like
Okay.
it's going to be a lot like what's it called again?
I'll look into it, man. I
It's
managed to find the images you've been using, which got it. They look official. They are official, right? Like, like they're from Wizards.
that one, the one for Dunreen. No, the Curse of Strahd one, yes.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, this one will be the actual one from. I mean, you can't miss it. You can probably find the
Mm-hmm.
artwork somewhere.
Yeah, I'll hit you up about it. It'll be a while out anyway. But
Yeah.
want to give one more shout out to Only True Potato for the raid and for continuing to watch. You're so cool. Thank you. For anyone who's still watching, we're Secret Agent Agency. We stream video games on Friday and D&D on Sundays. We have a YouTube link down below. The uploads are higher quality there than they are here. Trying to think of what else.
Never had the plug before, have you?
No, viewers, what are those?
Pretty much.
Yeah,
Much.
Dunreen ruled. I was very happy with it.
Well, I'm glad you guys were happy with Dunreen. Hopefully with this, I won't have to do any thinking or anything like that with these campaigns, except for, if we do the pet one. In which case, I should probably be able to sit down and start pounding out world building for the big campaign. Speaking of which, you'll have to let me know when you want to do yours, Aster.
Okay. I unless there's like anything weird that happens, like me having another fever or something, I should be good to go for maybe like after this Candlekeep one, depending on how long it
Okay.
is.
Okay. Depends on what you guys end up doing, but
I like the sound of
fortunately,
that.
it's not open ended as much as I left Dunreen. I'm pretty sure it keeps you guys
Mm-hmm.
pretty much on track. So,
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Yeah,
I'm hope I'm hoping a couple weeks at most.
okay. Mine's kind of on a track, but with like branching paths, I feel.
Mm.
So
So
hopefully it works
yours
out.
is yeah. So yours is kind of you got the station started and you got some track, but
Yeah.
you got to see where we go. In which case, you need to figure out which track you need to build because which depends on which switch we hit, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Uh. Yeah. I wasn't sure if you're planning on having Cados with your other campaign or not.
Yeah, I would have liked to, and I know she was having fun with it, but it sounds like she's kind of pooped on D&D for now.
Yeah. Well, we'll just have to see. If
Also,
maybe a
it's been a
couple.
year since I asked Des if she wanted to play, so I might have to ask her again, because that might not be
Yeah.
a guaranteed thing anymore.
Yeah.
I'll have to ask her about that.
Hey, all I know is I might get to actually play instead of be the supercomputer.
Instead of be the forever DM. Yeah, that's the goal. I'm excited to let you have a turn to play because, dude, I understand being a DM is fucking nerve wracking, man. I don't have the calmness for it.
Okay, you're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I know, Lani, you were talking about wanting to DM something, weren't you?
Yeah, it was just something that I'd be interested in trying at some point.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you let me know what you're interested in and stuff, and if you want like a short pre-written campaign, the easiest ones would probably there's 3 different books depending on what you want, but I can talk to you about that later
Oh
if you
no,
want.
straight out of Aster's nightmares. You ready for this?
Hmm?
A Lani run Tomb of Horrors.
Oh God, Tomb of Horrors.
Why is that so awful sounding?
It's the Dark Souls it's Dark Souls D&D basically.
Oh, I'm not good at Dark Souls.
It's that one point in Gary Gygax's life that you gotta wonder who hurt him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Who hurt you?
it's the punishment campaign.
Actually, if you've ever read the Ready Player One, it actually comes up in that book.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't read that book in a while, and Ready Player 2 actually just came out like a couple of months ago now.
I
Pretty much
haven't read that one. Yeah. But anyways, yeah. Yeah, it's the who hurt you when you were a child? Gary Gygax campaign.
Anyway, if Lani, you want a DM, that's my vote. Tomb of Horrors.
Okay.
Just
Ugh.
give me one session of pain.
But yeah,
I
you know,
just saw Feugy's Discord name.
did he change it? Artist formerly known as Remy. Okay.
Remy, what's your stage name?
That's it.
Remy.
Oh.
So what's your real name?
That's it. He's a simple man. It's Remy and Remy.
Nice.
It's Remy and Remy.
I'm sad nobody used French accents through the campaign. I was told there would be French accents.
I don't have one of those.
I tried.
I don't
I
do
tried to get
accents
them to do
very
it.
well. I'm
I
sorry. Yeah.
I don't do English very well, so
Yeah,
True, does
I can't do accents.
Talking is hard enough as it is.
Yeah.
Hold, I do a pretty good Kermit the Frog.
Yeah, you do. I mean, your voice is just naturally halfway there anyway, so.
Pretty much. I can also do Dudley Do-Right. Or any of those kind of like righteous 1940s, 50 cartoon heroes. Because they all pretty much sound the same.
Yeah, I didn't know where I was going with Ryan's like character in terms of his voice, like what's his real voice or something. Like eventually I kind of just stopped doing a character voice cuz like it didn't feel right to be all like haughty and rich when the world was ending basically, and you know, I every time I tried to do Solid Snake it like turned into Brave Digger voice. So it's
I don't
like
care.
yeah. So I ended up landing on just like not really doing much of a voice.
Well, that's okay. You can hopefully do one next time. I
Yeah.
try to do somewhat of one when I do it, but
Mm-hmm.
unless I do something like Kermit the Frog or Terrible Arnold.
Terrible Arnold is pretty great.
Yeah.
Terrible Arnold.
I do just want to point out there I really enjoyed your Burgermeister.
Oh
Rabble
God.
Rabble.
I hate my life sometimes. But yeah, all right. So we'll look into that Candlekeep deconstruction, and we'll reconvene on the 13th for session 0, and we'll have our actual first campaign of that on the 16th. So yeah, don't know if you're still streaming, but if you are, thanks for watching. And as Aster mentioned, Secret Agent Society or whatever it is glad for your support.
Okay. Thank you.
I'm terrible with names.
Hell yeah. No, it's okay. I have a stupid name. It's okay. Alright. Stopping streaming. Thank you guys.